Hey, what's up everybody? Justin here. I'm here to share with you a guilty pleasure of mine, Godzilla Generations for the Sega Dreamcast. When the Dreamcast launched in Japan back in November of 1998, it had only 4 games available at launch, and one of them just happens to be Godzilla Generations, which remained exclusive to Japan despite Godzilla being known worldwide. And despite its negative reputation, I'd like to share my thoughts on this game. Godzilla Generations is pretty much straightforward with what it is, a video game representation of the Godzilla franchise where you can destroy the following 5 cities in Japan: Fukuoka, Osaka, Nagoya, Yokohama, and Tokyo. In addition to the regular Heisei Godzilla, other selectable characters are Mechagodzilla, 1954 Godzilla, Mineta, Godzilla USA, or Gino, or Godzilla in name only to many fans, and Dr. Serizawa, who was the scientist from the original 1954 movie who made the oxygen destroyer which killed the 1954 Godzilla. I'll get this out of the way and acknowledge the bad reviews it has gotten for over 25 years, and a majority of the criticism stems from the fact that this game is slow. I will acknowledge that it is a slow game unless you're playing as Gino, but when I read such criticisms, it's as if these people have never watched an original Japanese Godzilla movie in their lives. No shit, it's slow! That's how the original character is portrayed. It's intended to be a representation of that character and some of the others you can play as. Of course, there are chances to be fast with Gino, but true fans know that isn't the real Godzilla. So I'll go out and say that this isn't for casual players or anyone who has no familiarity with Godzilla. Another criticism is something I can sympathize with, and it's the camera angles. I'll admit they do change a lot, but I do find them much easier to deal with than fixed camera angles from the original PS2 Yakuza games. I get that the game is meant to be more cinematic in presentation and to emphasize the monsters and the Japanese cities themselves. I understand for non-Godzilla fans, I will agree that this can be annoying at times, but speaking for myself, I could easily adjust to it. I'll admit the graphics aren't exactly the best that the Dreamcast has to offer, but I'm able to recognize who the characters are and many of the landmarks presented in this game, such as Tokyo Tower, the Mitsukoshi Department Store in Ginza, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Office, Osaka Castle, the TV Tower in Nagoya, and so on. But I'll admit for a launch game, it could have been better. The game is simple, but not easy to control at times. However, the nature of the game allows you ample time to master the controls and achieve the objectives of the game. You are given a time limit in order to destroy a city, but if you destroy a good portion of it within the time limit, you're fine. And once you destroy, let's say, over 70% of a city, and you still got time left, you can just walk out of the zone, let the time limit go out, and then move on to the next city. Each featured monster has their own unique attack. By holding A, you can do a regular charge attack. The longer you charge, the more powerful the attack, and the longer it lasts. And below the life bar is a red bar where you can do a super attack just by pushing X. For example, it could be Godzilla's red laser breath. In the case of Gino, her super attack is that she can run really fast and wreak havoc. With Dr. Serizawa, for his charge attack, his eye patch will have a laser hidden in it, and for his super attack, he will unleash the oxygen destroyer. Y is to roar and recover. In the case of Dr. Serizawa, he will not roar, he will get on one knee and pray, which I thought was pretty funny. The only obstacles in your way will be tanks, fighter jets, and attack choppers, but they can be dealt with by crushing on them or using your regular attacks. But if you run low on life, as said before, all you gotta do is push the roar button and you'll be recovered in no time. The only way I feel this game could have been better was if they included other iconic monsters from the franchise such as King Ghidorah, Radon, and Mothra. I felt with their inclusions, it could have balanced things out. The game does have bonus features that are like Pokemon-like battles, but I would have played it, but it would have been too time-consuming for my present schedule at the moment. The game also has a theater mode that features the trailers of original Godzilla movies up to Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, which was a nice touch. I'd show, but knowing Corporate Tube, they probably won't let me show them. If you choose to buy the game, it tends to go anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 yen, depending on the condition where you go. As I said before, this is a game that caters to the most hardcore of Godzilla fans, which I do concur. If you're not a Godzilla fan, and if you're a casual gamer, then you're not going to love this one bit.